Let's see, what are your thoughts on Minari? He's super underrated, but it makes me kind of like not like him in a weird way. But yeah, no, he's super underrated.
Underrated? I'm underrated. Yeah, I don't like Beyonce as much because, oh, she's so big, she's overrated. No sense. Oh, I can't move this bed. There are two buzzwords that are constantly used in the guild of music, creatives, and all-around media. These two buzzwords are used to measure the success and the comparability of certain things, commonly popping up in videos and day-to-day conversations. Most typically, these words will sway people one way or another and affect their enjoyment of said thing, proving it can be more counterproductive than anything. These buzzwords being underrated and overrated. With underrated, it means that the said thing is valued or rated lower than it should. It has more value and importance than people recognize. This TV show has a specific measurement of success that you believe in, somehow, that it isn't quite getting, meaning it is underrated. With overrated, it means that they're valued too high, higher than what you deem them to be rated. The level of success or critical acclaim that this thing has is over a certain amount, more than whichever you believe in. They're considered more important or better than they are. These two units of chastised media measurement are the sole judges of people's external number, and I think they're stupid.
Josh, isn't it a little petty to make a video about 2 words?
Yes.
Anything else?
No. I firmly believe there is no such thing as being underrated or overrated. While we have the battle of the invisible audiences we're judging by, these words can determine whether some people want to check something out or not. Most commonly,
Underrated, all-time best candy. That's my favorite. Insanely overrated.
Why are the Beatles the most overrated artists of all time?
I don't really think I've most overrated movies of all time, and I think the fandom kind of carries.
What does that mean?
the concept of individual expression is almost replaced by making a judgment based on audience size and expectations. At times, people will refuse to dive into something because it is overrated. Because so many people like that same concept, it's considered to be too popular to like and just too big to enjoy. In a way, they make the rule themselves and then stop themselves from liking it. The same way vice versa, where you convince yourself it's too overrated because you just don't want to say you just don't care for it. Taylor Swift is the biggest artist in the world, Dragon Ball is the biggest anime, and Avatar is the highest grossing film ever. I don't particularly care for any of these 3 things, but how can I make my statement based on their total popularity? Just because I wasn't into them doesn't mean 100 million other people can't be. Now, I do believe underrated is a more morally acceptable tool in comparison to its overlord, overrated. Because recognizing something deserves more attention doesn't have to be specifically measured by a number. If you see a video you like, or you play a game that only 3 other people have, and you go,
wow, it's so good. You know, there needs to be more eyes on this. It's so underrated, and people really need to pay attention to this underrated stuff.
okay, this is a fair point to make. I feel like you can gauge that someone else deserves a level of success. But wow, people really like this game. I don't like this game, so people shouldn't like this game so much. It seems like at a point, seeing how you feel about something based on the ratings could just infer that you care way too much about what other people think. Like you value the think piece over the actual thing itself. Rating in general is just foolish because everyone is naturally biased in one way. People try to give it objectively based on numbers, based on a measurement of whose judgment. This singer is overrated because she has 7 Grammys and 60 million monthly listeners. Do you believe she'd be properly rated if she had 4 Grammys and 35 monthly listeners? What rhetoric do we use for this sort of thing? Now, being overrated is also a buzzword that just can be used to bring somebody or something down. Like you personally don't like it very much, so you attempt to put an objective number measurement on that product. While being underrated feels reductionist, like it's a simple way to compliment somebody without having to give them a genuine compliment, like you're pointing out their audience and saying, you're good, but you don't have as much as I think you should. It can be an attempt at uplifting, but it can also come off as a replacement for saying something actually supportive. Because a translation of you should have more than you have can feel a bit backhanded. at times. Instead of going, this is good, or I like this thing, you're saying, this thing is not getting the number it deserved. Sorry if I'm coming off as pissy, it's just not much of a compliment to me. These buzzwords being main conversation topics imply that there's an everlasting debate on what something deserves. Is this true? I feel like these two words provide absolutely nothing to the discussion of media and should be absolved from such. Underrated is an attempt at a compliment and could be interpreted as sly, but it infers something should be getting a little more love, while overrated is going off of an invisible council and a judge who pronounces there a specific number quota you cannot surpass if you wish for success.
Yeah, I like Star Wars. It's probably the biggest franchise of all time, so some people would probably think it's overrated.
Yeah, it kind of is.
But if art is subjective and personal experience, what does it matter if it is overrated or underrated? Thinking about patrons, Quiz, Mimi Diggs, Yosarian. If you think I'm underrated, you should subscribe to my Patreon too. Don't judge my room. I'm in the middle of moving, okay? I'm not a slob.